Hello, everybody. The Quiet Atheist here. Before I get started, I would like to take this opportunity to kind of apologize to BrianJ1962 for my previous video I had made about abortion. I know that you shared your concerns for what I said in that particular video, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate the valuable information that you give me, and I appreciate the honest talks that we have. I really like that, and I look forward to future talks like that as well. But the thing is, I cannot think of a single religious person that I have ever known or have ever come across here on YouTube that is for abortion. You know what I mean? I can't think of anybody like that for this particular position. You know, everybody that I have come across is actually for pro life, And in fact, a lot of the people that I have become aware of are actually for protesting, abortions and things like that. And that's something that I take offense to sometimes, and I hope you can understand that. And I hope that my previous video doesn't really offend you, so to speak, because one thing that you have to understand, Brian, is the fact that I'm very passionate with my stance and I am really passionate about life in general. Like I've stated in previous videos many times before, I'm very passionate with my position sometimes. And granted, I do tend to make some incorrect statements in my particular videos as far as religion is concerned. And like I've said many times before, I'm completely open to corrections. I'm always open to corrections. In fact, I welcome them because it helps me learn. It helps me really gain knowledge and realize that mistakes can be corrected. But as far as this particular issue is concerned about this whole Oklahoma debacle, I think that these particular people involved with this protest were wrong for what they did. You know, Granted, they have free speech and they have the right to picket, but I felt that it was unnecessary for them to really show themselves at this particular high school, especially when they have to show these graphic pictures to these young kids. I thought that that was really unnecessary. I thought that that didn't really need to happen. I think that when they use religion and when they use their anti-abortion agendas towards these young kids, I think that their position with this is completely wrong. You know, they mention the fact that women who get these abortions are completely insane. You know, that women do not deserve to get these abortions, and they are completely against women, when it comes to their own bodies and what goes on with their own bodies. There have been many instances in this country where I live in where Republicans and all of these policy makers in Washington want to sit there and literally take over women's rights and tell them what they can and cannot do with their bodies. They want complete rule over women, and I'm just completely against that. I don't really think that that's really appropriate. I think women do not have to be subjected to this kind of nonsense. Because in all actuality, this particular country that I live in is run by maybe not a theocracy, but a bunch of theocratic individuals, if you will. And they sort of have a tendency to really try and get all of this religious stuff into policy, where they make it difficult for women to do these things, because obviously they're against women, and they are really trying to hammer down on their reproductive rights and have all of these things put into place in hospitals where people don't want to give women certain medications because of their religious beliefs, so on and so forth, when it comes to having babies or when it comes to preventing pregnancies or abortions for that matter. And I'm really against that, Brian. I think that's one of the things that really pisses me off because it happens a lot here in this particular country. You've got a lot of theocratic individuals in Washington who really want to take over everything in this country. They want to implement their religious agenda into everything that they can get their hands on. You know, I have seen this many times before. And this is just not about abortion. This is about religion in public schools. They want to teach religion in schools. They want to do all of these things despite the fact that it is completely illegal, you know. And so when it comes to abortion, you know, I'm really passionate about that. You know, like I said in the previous video I made, some people, you know, have called me a feminist, you know, because I stand strongly with women when it comes to their positions on equal treatment, medical treatment, you know, anything that involves women. I am for women in that regard. However, I'm not really a feminist. I'm more of a humanist. I'm more of a secular humanist. I believe that all human beings are completely equal, you know. And like I said before, those people, you know, have every right to picket, but I just think it was a little bit inappropriate to picket a high school with pictures of bloody baby parts and dead babies and stuff like that, especially when there's 14 to 15-year-olds running around. I mean, come on now, you know. It showed to me that this particular group involved with this particular picket didn't really have any common sense, didn't really have any respect, you know, when they wanted to move forth with their plans or move forth with their agenda, you know. And I realized that everybody has a right to speak their mind, that everybody has a right to do the things that they do, but they don't really take into consideration what other people might have to say, you know. They don't really take into consideration on how they're going to affect other people's lives, you know, because in all actuality, these people in Oklahoma were really acting selfishly because they wanted to basically intimidate people. They want to have these young women think like they do. They want to take away the rights of women to of these particular women in this high school. You know, do not do abortions. Do not do this. Do not do that. You know, and they want to implement all of these things to these young women. And I just think that's completely unfair. You know, that's completely unnecessary. And that's, you know, one of the things that I wanted to point out. And I decided not to take my last video down. I just wanted to, you know, talk about this whole situation a little bit further, you know. And I will say that I do not like this particular group that was picketing this high school, you know. I think that they were there for the wrong reasons. They weren't there for any kind of education, that's for sure, you know. And what they did was completely immoral as far as showing kids these types of materials is concerned, you know. This country's funny, you know. You got a lot of people that really don't care about anybody else, you know. The United States of America, in a lot of ways, the government involved with this United States is really selfish. Like I said, when you have a bunch of theocratic individuals that want to have people think like them, that want people to do the same exact things like them, you know, when they want to implement their own agendas into policy and make it really rough for women or atheists or other people from other religions, you know. And that's what I wanted to say. So I hope this would shed a little bit more light on why I'm so frustrated with this particular thing, you know, Brian. But I hope that I didn't offend you with this particular video. I have a lot of respect for you. And like I said before, I look forward to having further dialogue with you. And hopefully next time, you know, we can have a good, civilized discussion like we did before. I'm not saying we've got into any fights or any arguments. I just, you know, hope that we can, you know, have a good discussion because I really look forward to your valuable information that you share, you know, and I am completely grateful for that. So again, I thank you, Brian, and to my subscribers, please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about this as well. I'd really appreciate that. Share this video with anyone that might be interested, whether it be on Facebook, Google+, Tumblr, wherever you guys hang out. Till next time, the Quiet Atheist is out, and remember, if you can't be good at it. Most of all, thank you for watching, and I will see you next video.